So this is part 3 of the responsive design that I'm going to talk to you about with it. This is a file that I gave you, and hopefully you loaded and took a screenshot of this from your last exercise with it. When I take a screenshot, take the whole browser for me, okay? Don't just take this part right here. I want the whole browser with this whole thing. Anyways, the first thing I need for you to do is come over here and look at this navigation. There's a little triangle, and you can click on it, expands it with it as well. And I need for you to right mouse click on the navigation. Before we do that, I want to demonstrate what responsive means with it as well. So I'm going to click on the desktop. All right, click on the desktop on the top here. And if I place my cursor to the right edge over here, it comes with 2 arrow, and I'm going to adjust it. You could tell that it's not responsive, which means what? Supposedly, the menu is supposed to be center moved to the left, because your phone would be this size or your screen be looking at the entire browser. The whole CTA section needs to move over and stay to the right. You see that? So the first thing we need to do is we need to ungroup. Right now it's group, meaning you can see the CTA, the menu, and the logo. All this is indented in. There's subcategory of the navigation. So if you click on the navigation and right mouse click on it, and if you come down and select ungroup for me, all right? And you do that, you notice it separates everything with it. The first one I need for you to click on is the logo. We're going to actually click on and keep the constraint left, meaning left, and we're going to do it at the top. Leave that the way how it is with it. The second group that we're going to look at is the menu items here, which is this. And the menu item on this one, you're going to do what? You're going to do, instead of left, you're going to select center, and you're going to keep it to the top. So when this is constraint, it's going to move over to the top with it. And the third part that we're going to look at here is called the CTA with it. And you got your CTA. We're going to constraint this thing to, if you look at the constraint, it's going to be the right. And you're going to do top. All right. Now, once I've done that, watch how this happens. I'm going to click on the desktop again, on the top over here. Click on the desktop. And I want you to move. You see how I move this, and this becomes, it moves in with us. Well, don't worry, you know, like I said, this is all being adjusted right now with it. All right, and you can see how the fonts are being adjusted, and it's going to be resizing with it as well. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. So if you can put it back to the original size, which is about 1440 approximately with it, that's okay with it. So I think I'm going to, about right here, 1443 is the width that we started out with it. Remember that number for me, would you? So that's the first thing I need for you to do is that. So let's look at the hero section here with it. Now, if you notice that the width right now is 1443, and it's not responsive. You notice how when I stretch this and I made this a little wider, if I hold down my my shift or my control and I scroll my scroll wheel, you notice my menu toolbar is stretched, but the content right here is not center with as well. So here's what I need for you to do on here with this. Well, in your hero section, click on your hero content right here. Just leave a hero section with this as well. And I need for you to come over to the constraint, do a pull down, and I need for you to do left center. Hold on. So I want to select the hero section here, right? And come over here and you do a pull down on it, do select left and right, you know. So you could see how when this part right here, when I actually come in, hold on, yeah, hero section with it. So when I resize this right now, let me do the desktop again. Hold on, I messed up here. Hold on. Control Z. Make sure you put everything back for me the time being with it. I accidentally hit something by accident with it. Here we go. This is where we originally started in this right here. So click on the hero section right now. And come down on left, right. Okay. So this particular section right now, oh shoot, I forgot. My apology. We need to do this one is 1443, like this size right here. All right. 1443. So click on the hero section, make sure you got that thing selected. Make sure it's at 1443 as the background color with it as well. And I want to do pull left and right. And now if I do the desktop, I'm going to adjust the desktop with it, and you could see how the desktop is adjusted if I became larger with it as well. So that's very important. I messed up because I selected when it was big like this with it. So you could see how that's changing with it as well. So I'm going to put it back 43 as the default. So after you ungroup the hero section, right mouse click, ungroup it for me. We need to have an auto response to this thing with it as well. So the section I need for you to select is the text for the increase your design with using AI, virtual reality, and augmented. I just selected over here with it. And I want you to hold down the shift, all right, and select the button as well with it. So I'm going to use the button right here. Hang on. The UX UI enroll. Okay, so the button has that. Hang on. So the three group that I need to select is this text right here, holding down my shift, this button right here, and this group text right here. All right, that's what I need for you to select. As you can see how it's selected over here with it. The text, increase your design with augmented AI, reality, virtual reality, and AR. And the button and the text underneath the button with it, which is UX 1307 and UX UI 1372 course with it. So the two. So I have this three groupings selected right now. Make sure you have that. All right. To select this, make sure you hold down your shift key when you're selecting this. That means it will pick up whatever you click on with it. Again, if you use shift, and select the text and button. Okay, and next we need to actually select what's called the auto formatting with it. If you can please do shift plus the A for auto formatting with it as well. Okay, so once I have all three of these, once I have three of these things grouping with it, I'm going to add in shift, holding down my shift, and the letter A. Shift, holding down my shift, A. Now I'm going to have you take a look over here, and you're going to see the auto layout. So here's what I'm going to do is, once I have these three groupings with it, come down here and you're going to see add auto layout right here. You see this? I'm going to leave this up here for a second for you to see. Click on it and you're going to see auto layout over here, and it's going to actually default to this. Right now it's defaulted to 0. Just click in there. I want you to type in 32 as to give it space between it right now with it. So, you know, kind of give a little bit format with it. So it's a little, give it a little bit more space to it. Or if you make it a little less with it. So let me do 16, half of that. Okay. So it gives you a little bit more spacing between the text with it as well. Okay. So you saw how I selected it, and then I have to go in and rename this frame 2 right here because I gave it an auto layout. You see all these right here? The other thing you need to realize is that if you look at what we just created is the auto framing right now with it, and we go in right now. Let me come over here. You see where it says frame 2? All right. I need for you to go into frame 2 right now. We need to rename this right now. Okay, so we rename this frame 2. Just right mouse click on it, come down and select frame 2, rename it. Just rename this grouping to content. Okay, can you see that text I typed here? C-O-N-T-E-N, uppercase C for me, okay? And hit enter. All right, so this is the content here. Now, this next part, we need to actually get this thing to scale right now with it. I need for you to come over here, and if you look how I have everything still selected, and you do a pull down on this thing right now, I can't do like I did with the scale. I need to use the scales all gray out. To change this to have the feature scale, I need to come up here where it says frame, do a pull down on that, change that from hug to fix for me, please. All right, now come down here and do left and scale. Scale is now, you can see it, you can click on it, and that allows you to select the content that you could scale it to right now. So once you have this fixed with it, so let me demonstrate this. It's not going to work perfectly. There's one more thing we need to do. I'm going to click on desktop again one more time, and I'm going to resize this so you could see, you know, this font right here hasn't changed. Increase your design using AI. It's not scalable still, so we need to fix this right here with it. Let me put it back here to 1443, right about right here. Okay, 1443 is our default. All right, we need to fix one more. So select this text right here. I want you to select this text right here. It says increase your design with using AI, virtual reality, and augmented reality. Make sure you have this selected for me, this text right here. So I need to make sure you have that selected. Do you see where it says fix up here? And do a pull down on that, and I need for you to select fill container. All right, now once I got that selected with as well, go back and click on desktop up here, and then we're going to resize this one more time, and you can see the font is scalable with it. You can see that? You see that? Okay. Okay. That is how I would like for you to do it with it. So everything except for this one right now with it. So we need to do this setting right here with it. We need to actually do center, get it to the center right now, and top with it. So everything should be working properly with it. I'm going to go back, click on desktop, and I want to scale this thing so you could see how everything is properly scaled with it as well, except for this illustration at the bottom right here with it, right? So that's what I want you to do, is to see this content's being adjusted right here. All right, so let's move this back here to about 1443, approximately right there with it. And let's look at this illustration section right here, this illustration section. So I'm going to pause because we're moving on 13 minutes here. So I'm going to work on the next part, is the illustration. All right. This is the end of part 3.